When selling a home, who pays the realtor? So keep in mind, every single contract that you engage in, that you get yourself in, is completely negotiable. Everything is negotiable. So you can work out any details that you want and decide who's paying what. But I'll tell you what's kind of typical is that, at least in Orange County, California, is that almost all the time the seller is paying the realtor commission. And the reason that they're doing that is because what we're doing is we're leveraging our real estate database, the MLS, to be able to promote your property, among other things. And so when I come in, I list your home, for example, and you agree to pay me a commission, one of the things that I'm doing is I'm allocating a portion of that commission to pay towards a buyer's agent. So that's the incentive that goes to a buyer's agent to bring the buyer to the house. But wait a minute, Anthony, if I'm paying you the commission, then why aren't you bringing the buyer to the house? Well, let's take a look at some simple numbers here. Let's assume that all real estate agents are working with 20 different buyers at any given time. So for me, if I come and I list your house, chances are that one of those 20 buyers of buying your house, might be pretty slim. That might not be the right bed and bath count, might just be the wrong neighborhood, a couple streets over it could be. A variety of reasons why those 20 do not. But what you're paying for me, in part, is the ability to effectively market to a combination of things. Number one, the entire buyer pool, right? We want as many of the buyers to see this property, especially those ones who are looking specifically for your property. We want them to see it, but also to market effectively to all of the real estate agents in our local multiple listing service and in our area, so that they can bring their buyers. Do some simple math. If we have Anthony with just 20 buyers, well, okay, that pretty much limits it. If you have 36,000 agents, which in Orange County, California, there's 36,000 agents, roughly, and you multiply that times 20, now technically you have access to 720,000 agents. It's not; those aren't the numbers. It's probably more like 5 per agent, maybe even less. But still, if every buyer agent had only one client that they were working with, now you've accessed 36,000 buyers. Okay, so when the seller pays the realtor fees, they're paying us to be, in a sense, their marketing agency in order to get that home sold. Now, does that mean a buyer can never pay a realtor fee? No, not at all. A lot of times, oftentimes in auctions, the buyer will pay the fee, and a lot of times it's tacked onto the sales price of the house, as long as it still appraises. But if that's the case, in a sense, it's still the seller paying, because the seller could have gotten that higher price anyways. And then that money is just going back to paying commissions. The other reason why sellers almost always pay the commission is because a lot of buyers, when they're coming into the marketplace, they may have enough to cover their closing costs for their loans, but they're not going to have enough money to, on top of that, pay a real estate commission. And so it'd be very difficult for them to qualify for a loan and then pay that real estate agent a commission on top of it, where a seller, most times has enough equity to cover all those costs. And it all kind of comes back in a sense, because it's all essentially, if you want to get real deep into it, essentially those costs are already built into the sales price of the house, because when you bought it, a real estate agent was paid. When they bought it, a real estate agent was paid. When they bought it, a real estate agent was paid, right? And that's just part of leveraging the entire network. So I hope that answers your question and gives you a little bit of insight. Of course, there's a whole bunch of different scenarios that you can run. If you've got a scenario in your head that you're going, okay, well, what if this and then that? I'll put it in the comments, and I'll be happy to answer that as best that I can for you. Been doing this for about 20 plus years, and happy to answer questions all the time, every single day, to help you get through your real estate transactions. All right, guys, Anthony Nitz, thanks so much for listening, and check out our next video. We'll talk to you soon.